considering moving to Castle Rock or somewhere in the Denver metro area, today we're going to be talking about the 7 pros and the 5 cons to living in Castle Rock, Colorado. My name is Landon Bellum, and I'm the marketing manager and an associate broker for Mod Estate, a real estate brokerage that is located right here in Castle Rock. I'm here to help you determine whether living in Castle Rock, Colorado is really a good fit for you or not. I personally have lived in Castle Rock for well over a decade, I think around 15 years now. If you want to check out more of our Mod Estate YouTube videos or blogs, I will put links in the description below. And please subscribe, show some support, like this video, and comment below what you think about these pros and cons. Is there anything we missed? Are there any other pros that we should have covered, or any other cons that we should have brought up as well? All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into the first pro of living in Castle Rock, Colorado, and that is that there are many friendly and fantastic neighborhoods and communities to live in. If you want to learn more about the communities and the 11 best neighborhoods and places to live in Castle Rock, Colorado, I'll link a video in the description. I just did a video about that as well. But that's one of the pros of living in Castle Rock, is that there are lots of great neighborhoods and lots of amazing communities to live in. I'll give a shout out to a few of those. Our top 3 in that best 11 neighborhoods to live in Castle Rock, Colorado video are the Meadows, the Terrain, and Crystal Valley. These are 3 neighborhoods that are growing like crazy in Castle Rock. They have great communities, great amenities. There's pools, amazing hikes, trails, things like that in those communities. And that is one big pro of living in Castle Rock, is that there are many neighborhoods to choose from, and they are amazing places to live. Our second pro of living in Castle Rock, Colorado is that there are amazing one-of-a-kind restaurants here in this town. I'm right here in the Riverwalk area. This is downtown Castle Rock, right around the Wilcox Street, which goes straight through downtown, and there are some amazing places to eat. I mean, seriously, the Great Divide is one of Castle Rock's newest and greatest sit-down restaurants that you can eat at. There's a great menu, fantastic things. I think last time I went there, I got like a truffle macaroni and cheese that was loaded with bacon, and it was fantastic. It was so good. There's also other places that are a little less expensive, like Yolanda's, a local Hispanic taco shop here that's just right nearby. And you know, in Castle Rock in general, there's everything and anything that you could ever want to eat, whether it's a chain, a fast food chain, or like a sit-down restaurant or a fast casual. Castle Rock has it all, and it even has some unique local places. Our third pro of living in Castle Rock, Colorado is that there are 4 distinct seasons. So maybe if you're moving out of state, you're not super familiar with the weather in Colorado in general, but Colorado and Castle Rock specifically are known for having amazing 4 distinct seasons. So that's winter, summer, fall, spring. What's great about this is that you can count on there being 4 distinct seasons. So the summers are going to be very prevalent. You're going to have a nice warm summer. There's going to be some great winters with a lot of snow. If you like snow and skiing and snowboarding, things like that, that's going to be fantastic. The springs and the falls or autumns are just happy mediums of both of those. So you can expect some great weather, cooler weather, and in the spring you can expect beautiful greenery, trees, and things like that. And the falls here are gorgeous. The trees and the leaves just look phenomenal. We're talking about the 4th pro to living in Castle Rock, Colorado. We're going to talk about downtown Castle Rock. Over the last few years, they have really revamped the downtown area. Before, it was nice. It kind of had that small downtown, older retro feel to it, and it was nice. But over the last few years, they have made an incredible community here in the downtown Castle Rock area. This is where a lot of the great local restaurants are being established. This is where places like this is the Riverwalk area There's great places to live, townhomes, condos, communities here are great. And in terms of hiking, trails, walks, I mean, it just doesn't get any better than this. I'm just right here in the midst of it right now. Again, the downtown area in Castle Rock, Colorado has gone through a lot of renovations, for lack of a better word, a lot of revamping, and there are a lot of great events that are held here because of how nice, beautiful, and small towny, but yet great community feel that there is here. The 5th pro that we want to talk about in terms of living in Castle Rock, Colorado is that it has a great educational system. There's a lot of elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools to choose from, and they're all great. Douglas County is known as being a really good school district. So in terms of schools, education, teachers, staffing, things like that, it's a great community for schools. Our 6th pro of living in Castle Rock, Colorado is that there are amazing and consistent town events that are held. The star lighting is probably the biggest one that Castle Rock holds. Tens of thousands of people come every year in November to see the star get lit on the top of Castle Rock. So you're probably seeing some drone footage right now of Castle Rock, and you'll see that star at night. It lights up in kind of the November to just throughout the winter. I'm not sure when it ends exactly, but in November there's always a great large annual event where that star gets lit and tens of thousands of people go. There's food trucks, there's tons of booths and amazing things, and things like that happen throughout the year consistently in Castle Rock. There's lots of events that happen, especially downtown, where you can, go with your friends, family, colleagues, whatever, and just walk around, get to know people, have a great time. The seventh pro that we want to talk about in terms of living in Castle Rock, Colorado, is that there are tons of great parks, recreational areas, trails, hikes, open spaces. Castle Rock is a Denver suburb that is kind of just surrounded, completely immersed by open space. So that provides a lot of opportunities for trails, hikes, things like that. So one of the best parts about these neighborhoods and communities that we talked about in our first pro of this video is that there are lots of trails and just open areas that you can go enjoy, walk around, get in tune with nature, things like that. Parks are also scattered throughout the city. There's some great recreational areas like rec centers. The MAC is a huge recreational area that I highlighted in the 11 Best Neighborhoods video. It's in the meadows. There's like a 200-step incline that you can use as a workout. There's like zip lining and ropes courses, things like that. So Castle Rock is full of things to do outside. Great way to get in tune with nature. Fabulous place to live. Those are the 7 pros of living in Castle Rock, Colorado. Comment below, what do you think of these pros? And let me know if there's any other pros that you have experienced while being in or living in Castle Rock that I might have. Okay, let's go ahead and jump right into the cons of living in Castle Rock, Colorado. Con number 1, which you probably could have guessed, is that very high cost of living here. The only 2 things in the cost of living index that aren't more than the national or state average is utilities, and I believe the other one's like health. So those 2 categories are actually cheaper in Castle Rock, but everything else from housing, medium home price, grocery, transportation, everything like that is well above the nation's average and quite a bit above the Colorado's average. So keep that in mind with living in Castle Rock, Colorado. It's expensive. It's a very coveted place to live in the suburbs in Colorado, and that comes along with kind of a heavier price tag. So expect things to be a little bit more expensive here. You might need, I think on average it's around, the household income is around $100,000 for people that live in Castle Rock. That doesn't mean that you can't get by with less, but you're not going to live quite as comfortably. So in order to live comfortably here, that's what you can kind of expect, more or less. But yeah, that's our first con. Our second con of living in Castle Rock, Colorado is the traffic. The traffic right now, if you compare it to LA, Chicago, big giant cities like that, not bad. But it is definitely getting worse. There's a couple main roads that go throughout Castle Rock, and that's like Founders Parkway and the Meadows Parkway, and those are starting to get clunkier and clunkier. And that's partly due to like the outlets at Castle Rock, a big mall that's here, especially during the winter season when people are looking to buy gifts for Christmas, Thanksgiving, things like that. It gets really clunky. The traffic is getting much worse. They're building an In-N-Out here, which that's going to make things get really clunky and heavy, and that's going to make the roads much more congested. When there's a lot of road work that goes along in Castle Rock, Colorado, that makes things worse. So right now it's not the worst. The city is trying to make the traffic problem a little bit better, but with how fast this city is growing, it's definitely going to get worse before it gets better. Coming in at number 3 is the low humidity level. It is very dry here in Castle Rock. In fact, my hands, you probably can't tell in the video, but my hands are super dry right now, and I'm a native. I've lived here for pretty much my whole life, and when the winter time comes, I start to crack up. My face gets super dry. I have to use a lot of extra lotion, a lot of extra products on my hands and face, or I'll just look like a scaly lizard. So keep that in mind. It's a very dry place. You'll have to drink more water than usual, which leads into con number 4, very high altitude. I don't have the exact number, but it is it's a high city. Denver is known as being the mile high city, and Castle Rock is just a suburb of Denver. So it's around a mile above sea level. Especially if you live or have lived in low elevation areas, this is going to hurt you for a little bit. You'll adapt pretty quickly to the low elevation. The high altitude of Castle Rock, Colorado can be pretty brutal for a bit for a lot of people that come. And let's go ahead and talk about our fifth and final con of living in Castle Rock, Colorado, and that's the snowy, icy winters. Colorado is known for having quite a bit of snow during the winter seasons, but it's also known as being the sunniest state. There's 300 days of sun on average in Colorado, which is more than Florida, so that's pretty awesome. The issue with that is it'll snow during the day and melt because the sun will come out right after it snows. Then the roads are all totally wet and they'll freeze at night. So the ice, once the sun goes down, gets brutal here in Castle Rock. So that's something that you definitely have to keep in mind if you're not super comfortable driving in the snow or on ice. Keep that in mind and just drive slow, drive safe. Be cautious when you go out during the winters because there's ice and you might not even see it and it'll take you for a spin. Thanks for joining me on this video of the 7 pros and 5 cons of living in Castle Rock, Colorado. My name is Landon Bellum. Again, I'm the marketing manager and an associate broker at Mod Estate. We are here to help you with any of your real estate needs. Looking to buy a home in Castle Rock or the Denver metro area? We are here to help. Let us know in the comments below. Visit our website. All the links will be in the description. And go ahead and check out more of our YouTube videos and our blog posts. I'll link those as well. We have tons of resources on Colorado's market, Colorado's cities, and the best places to live. We're here to help you out.